Good morning and welcome to the Berks County Board of Commissioners meeting. Today is August the 20th. It is 10 a.m. and we will call the meeting to order. We will start by observing a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll get started by reading the public comment notice, and I will ask Commissioner Santoni's Executive Assistant, Lynn Burns, to please read the public comment notice.
Good morning. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comment without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, depending both in-person and virtual comments. The time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Okay, thank you very much, Lynn. So you notice Commissioner Leinbach is not here and he is not online either. We'll now move to the approval of the minutes for the August 13, 2026 meeting. Are there any changes or additions to the minutes? If none, the minutes stand approved as presented. Before I move on to the next item, I want to make everyone known we had two executive sessions since our last meeting. One was on August the 13th, which was real estate and personnel. The other was yesterday, August the 19th, on real estate, litigation, and personnel. We'll move to the public comments on agenda items. We do have one in person, but it is not on an agenda item. Do we have anything online for an agenda item? Nothing online either. Okay, we'll now move to the presentation by Peter Edelman of Stevens and Lee, Matthew Mayer, Solicitor for the Berks County Convention Center Authority, and Michelle Richards, the Treasurer of the Berks County Convention Center Authority.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivera, and good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Thank you for your time this morning. As noted, I'm here on behalf of the Berks County Convention Center Authority. And with me today, as noted, are Michelle Richards, the Treasurer of the Authority, and Matt Mayer, the Solicitor to the Authority. The Authority is moving forward with a tax-exempt bond financing, which includes the refunding, of their existing 2014 bonds, as well as the funding of needed capital improvements for both the Convention Center and the Performing Arts Center. The resolution before you today is asking for your approval to execute and deliver an agreement with the Authority and the bond trustee, which is in this case Manufacturers and Traders Trust Company. So let me just give you a little background as to what the agreement is and why it's needed for the financing. As you know, the hotel tax was first implemented in 1997, and it was implemented in compliance with the provisions of the Third Class County Convention Center Authority Act. That's the same act that under which the authority was formed by the Board of Commissioners, many, many years ago. So under the act, the act provides how the collection of the tax is allocated, and it specifies that 80% is to be used for convention center purposes, and it's transferred to the authority and held in the hotel tax account. And the other 20% is sent to the Visitors Bureau and is used by the Visitors Bureau to promote the county's, many cultural and educational facilities. So the other key component of the act is that it provides that if there's ever a default with respect to outstanding bonds, that allocation is changed so that 100% of the tax is used for bondholders. So what this agreement does, it basically memorializes that allocation and provides a mechanism for the trustee in the event there is a default to notify the county to change the allocation to 100% to the authority instead of the 80-20% split. So this agreement is currently in place with respect to the existing debt. And all we're asking the board to do is extend this same agreement with respect to the new bonds. I do want to make clear that this debt is not a debt of the county in any way. It's solely debt of the authority. It's basically secured by the flow of those tax revenues. So let me stop there and see if there's any questions.
I don't.
No questions. Just to reiterate the fact that it's not a debt to the county, because there's been some questions about previous decisions we've made about
Sure.
the bond financing. So I just want to be clear.
When it's not a debt to the county, it's not the county giving the authority the money either, because again, Commissioner Santoni said the last time we did this with Albright, there were comments that the county is giving the money to Albright and agreeing to take over the debt, and that's not in any way what is happening, neither then nor now either. So we just wanted to make sure that the public is aware of that and to clarify that before we take the vote.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. PNC Bank is the lender for the authority, so they are providing 100% of the financing here.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
I will second that motion. Is there any further discussion? Okay, no further discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. None opposed. The motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Peter. And Matt and Michelle, thank you very much for coming out as well. I'll have the questions for you next time, Michelle. Okay. Okay, we'll move on to our regular agenda items. Under budget, we have one item, which is adopt a resolution authorizing the 2026 budget transfers in the amount of $860,505 and 2026 appropriations in the amount of $373,083 per listing dated August 14 of 2026. We have one item under human resources, and it is authorize the appointment of Uniqua Bali to Enterprise Support Technician Information Systems effective 9/9 of 26. We have various items under the commissioners. Item A is adopt a resolution authorizing the vice chair to execute the equitable sharing agreement and certification to the Department of Justice and the U.S. Treasury Department reporting the federal drug forfeiture money received and spent by the District Attorney's Office for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the vice chair to execute the CWEL agreement, Child Welfare Education for Leadership Program, between the County of Berks, Alicia Yadira Velasquez, an employee of Berks County Children and Youth Services, and the University of Pittsburgh of the Commonwealth System of Higher Education to participate in a graduate level social work program as outlined in Title 4B, Part 1 of the Commonwealth Child and Family Services Plan. Item C is adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the same agreement with Caitlin Patricia Kenderdine, an employee of the Berks County Children and Youth Services. Letter D is the same to adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Crime Victim Services and Compensation Fund Victims of Crime Act and Victims of Juvenile Offenders Grant application for the District Attorney's Office. This resolution shall further authorize Kevin S. Barnhart, Chief Operations Officer, to execute all documents and agreements necessary to facilitate and assist in obtaining the requested grant. The funds cover salary, benefits, and other expenses for the District Attorney's Victim Witness Unit to provide procedural services to crime victims. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing execution and approval of the following Berks policies. A, open employment and volunteer policy. B, equal opportunity for staff development policy. And C, open admission policy statement. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing Joshua Grove, Administrator of Berksheim Nursing and Rehabilitation, and Sharon Ziegler, Business Office Manager, to execute the National Data Care Document Portal Administrator Access Form. Item number 2 is a motion to authorize the execution of the contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated August 17 of 2026, and there are a total of 18 items. And we have one item with the Area Agency on Aging, one with assessment, 2 with Berksheim, 1 with CareerLink, 2 with Children and Youth Services and Juvenile Probation Office, 1 with Election Services, 4 with Facilities and Operations, 1 with Human Resources, 1 with Juvenile Probation Office, 2 with Mental Health Developmental Disabilities, and 2 with the Solicitor's Office. Item 3 is a motion to authorize the execution of payments and electronic transfers for the week ending August 21 of 2026. And item 4 is a motion to authorize the execution of employee payroll disbursements dated August 25th of 2026.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of the agenda as presented.
I will second that. Is there any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. None opposed. The motion carries. We'll now move on to the reports of Treasurer and Controller, and we'll start with our County Treasurer, Mitchell Darkworth.
Thank you, Commissioner. Today, we have an opening balance of $290,538,909.10. We have a balance to clear of $6,697,126.45, leaving us with a balance of $283,841,782.65. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Treasurer. We will now move to our County Controller, Joe Rutterill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the week ending August 21st, 2026, we have an accounts payable and total cash disbursement of $15,430,853.76. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Controller. We'll now move to the report of our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivera. Our team has nothing to offer at the present time.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Now move on to Commissioner's comments, and we'll start with Commissioner Santoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of things, events attended and upcoming events. But first, I want to, Jess Blaser reminded me, I think it's important to note that the book bonanza that we had over at South Campus, provide the facility for that, had a banner year, the most they ever raised, $140,000. So, and I know that the former commissioner and our CEO, Kevin Barnhart, had a lot to do with them getting them the opportunity to have their bonanza out at South Campus, and it's been a rousing success. And this year, it was, as I said, the most ever raised, $140,000. So congratulations to all those involved. I had an opportunity to attend the ribbon cutting ceremony out at Threshold Services. They provide services for people with disabilities and mental health needs. They do a lot of work with the county. So we were out there this past week to help celebrate with President and CEO, Dr. Edward Mahalik, and it was an opportunity to see that new facility and their rebranding opportunity there as well. Also, all three of us were at the Reading Area Community College event sort of a kickoff to the new school year. And Dr. Susan Looney was honored with a couple of awards from the foundation and also from the board at RAC because of her being selected as the CEO of across the country for community colleges. So congratulations to her. And we wish all those students, teachers, and staff a successful 2026-2027 school year. Commissioner Rivera and I attended the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance picnic yesterday, and he pressured me in. It was a game. It's a game theme with regards to there. They didn't have a batting event this year, but Commissioner Rivera pressured me into getting into one of the contests. What was it called?
Do you know more than a CEO?
Do you know more than a CEO? So,
And he represented us very well.
Christy
so.
Cage was the CEO from Gage. Christy Gage from Gage Personnel. And yeah, I didn't embarrass myself or others. It was, some of the questions were fairly easy, but it was a fun time had by all. This weekend is a busy week, and there's a whole lot of things happening in Berks County. Just to highlight a few. On Saturday, August 22nd, from 1 to 6 at Pandora Park, City Council member Jamie Baez is hosting the Party at the Park, and there's going to be a lot of activity there for young people, kids, and there's going to be some civic things happening there as well. So I look forward to attending that. On the same day, that's August 22nd, starting at around 2, the Romanian Community Center is having their 3rd annual Romanian Festival up at the Liederkranz. And I know that I think all 3 commissioners will be in attendance. So we're going to go up and visit them on Sunday. And this weekend is was mentioned last week by Commissioner Linebaugh, Riverfest out at Dietrich Park in Muhlenberg Township, Friday from 5 to 10, Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Sunday from 11 a.m. To 7 p.m., highlighted by a Friday night fireworks that we couldn't use for our 250th because of the weather over the 4th of July. So they're going to be shooting those fireworks out. So if you have an opportunity to stop by, see some fireworks, see some bands, eat some good food, have a couple of beverages of your choice, they'll be out there waiting for you. So that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Commissioner Santoni. Right, I'll have my comments here. Last Thursday was Recovery Awareness Night at the Fighting Phils, and that was put on by SOS Berks and Berks Counseling Center. And it was a night to educate and let people know the resources around recovery, let people know that you can live a normal life in recovery. And we're also there to celebrate those people who do live in recovery. So it's a great night there. The areas that we gave out tickets for, about 5,000 tickets, were full, which was left field and right field general admission. So the great night to talk about recovery and try to break the stigma from substance use disorder and recovery. Also, this past Tuesday, I had the opportunity to visit the new Experience Reading and Berks office, which is on Route 183, right there next to the airport. If you're in the area and have the opportunity, drop by. They have the really nice office there, well located. Still some things to get done there, but they would appreciate if someone drops by and just to learn a little bit more about what they do. They have brochures there of different things going on in the county. So give them a visit. But congratulations to them for their new office that they have there. As Commissioner Santoni mentioned, we're at the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance annual picnic. I'm not going to discuss much about that because he already did, but he did do a great job representing the county in the game, and he did it on my behalf. I did not want to, and I did kind of ask him nicely to participate. So he did a great job there. Today we have, we're going to be visiting the new, or it's not the new, it's the, I guess you could call it remodeled Reading Hospital morgue. That is at 12 noon. We will be going there to see that. It's a great opportunity for the county and Reading Hospital to work together to meet the needs of the coroner's office at the Reading Hospital. Also this Saturday and Sunday is the Romanian Festival. Opening ceremony is Saturday at 2. Commissioner Santoni spoke about that. He spoke about Riverfest. There will be music, food trucks, and artists and crafters there. So make sure you drop by Jim Dietrich Park this weekend. Also yesterday, I was able to record my BCTV show, which will be airing on August the 31st at 6 p.m. on BCTV. And my show is around Latin Flair. Latin Flair is a dance group here in Reading. They practice out of the Goggle Works. And they were recently at the beginning of July in Las Vegas for an international competition. There were people from throughout the United States and other parts of the world. There were 19 young kids and youth participating from Reading and Berks County. They won many first places and second places in both team competition and individual competition. So congratulations to Wanda Holdren Dance Studio and Latin Flair for their great representation of Reading and Berks County in Las Vegas last month. The show will be talking about them. It was interesting interviewing I had 6 young ladies. I was interesting the different things they learn about life while they do their dances and working individually and working as a group, and what they need to do to prepare for performances, and what happens when in the middle of performance something happens, something unexpected happens. So it's really life learnings for these youth. It's not just learning how to dance and perform. So again, my show will air on August 31st at 6 p.m. If you have the opportunity, watch it. If not, you can watch it online as well. And we do have an election board meeting today at 11 a.m. And that ends my comments. We'll now move to the row officers' comments.
I don't have
Treasurer?
anything at this time, Commissioner.
I just wanted to mention that as I passed out earlier, that we have our friendly, understandable financial statement that the Controller's Office has issued for the public. We'll put these out through the library. Folks are always welcome to go onto the county website to the Controller's Office part. And if they want to read the annual comprehensive financial report, that's about 200 pages.
Can do that as well.
Yeah, well, or we kind of made it a little bit more down to earth as far as for the public. So we do have these. We'll be putting these out through the libraries, and some of the different row offices have agreed to have them in their lobbies and stuff. So wanted to make everyone aware that this is out, and this is reflective of 2025.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Controller. So is it FUFS or FUFIS?
My predecessor said it was called the FUFIS. So
Okay. And what do you say it's called?
I'll go with what she.
You'll go with FUFIS.
Go with what
Okay.
Sandy had.
So you can get the FUFIS at the libraries or various of our row officers here.
And I wanted to also thank Thomas Bellock in our office and Michael Spera. Both are the authors behind this and looked over it and everything. So I appreciate their help in doing this. And it's to put it out for the public so they have a better idea of what's happening at the county as far as financial reporting goes. Thank you.
So thank you to you and your office for putting this together. It all goes to the transparency we speak about, letting constituents know how their tax dollars are being used here at the County of Berks. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, we'll now move to public comment. We have one in person and have two online. Okay, so as of now, we have one in person and 2 online. We'll move to our first one in person, Jeff Wolf. You know
Good
the
morning.
deal.
Good morning. My name is Jeff Wolf, and I'm from Brecknock Township. According to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement website, ICE doesn't need a judge to issue an I-200 or an I-205 warrant. However, ICE issues the I-205 warrants only after an immigration judge issues an executable order of removal against an alien. The American Immigration Council claims that 1.19 million of undocumented individuals already have final orders of removal, but remain in the United States either through official executive direct discretion or because immigration officials do not know their location. Recent arrivals usually are subject to rapid summary removal by low-level DHS officials. Under the expedited removal system created in 1996, most immigrants apprehended at the border within 14 days of entry can be ordered deported without a judge's involvement unless they express a fear of prosecution in their home country or wish to seek asylum. Ahmad and Associates, a full-service U.S. immigration law firm warns that at-large arrests can be dangerous for both law enforcement officers and the individual involved, which is why ICE prefers to take custody in secure locations where risks are minimized. While being held for ICE detainment does not guarantee deportation, it does begin the process of removal proceedings. My recommendations to the commissioners are to have these understandings, I guess. Number one, persons who are unlawfully present in the United States are not entitled to an innocent until proven guilty standard of due process as an American U.S. citizen would be. Number two, holding unlawfully present individuals in the Berks County jail system would be safer than releasing an individual with an ICE warrant into the community where there is a much greater risk of violence and civil drama. And number three, Berks County should cooperate with ICE as they are legally mandated enforcement arm of the federal government to take unlawfully present individuals into custody who will, in most cases, be deported back to their country of origin. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jeff. Was the only in person. We will now move to our online comments, and there are two. And the first one is Craig Schaefer from Kumru Township. Since I know the county commissioners will not comment on my statement or questions, I will supply you with facts about ICE. The Trump administration has drastically increased immigration filing fees so they are unaffordable. They have reopened closed immigration cases to reject and deport people here legally, detained and deported people legally waiting for immigration status results, detained people at their court-appointed immigration hearings, and now have terminated temporary protected status for Haitian immigrants who have been here for 15 years due to a devastating earthquake. Not only has this organization committed these humanitarian atrocities, but it is now supplying agents with electric shock gloves to apprehend people and torture them before they are in custody. It has detained two separate Berks families at airports on their family vacations. There are many accounts of the horrific conditions at ICE detention facilities, and they are force-feeding hunger strikers. This is the organization that you voluntarily hand over Berks residents to. When your grandkids look back at the events of this administration and ask, what did you do about this? What will you say? My hopes are that you have the intelligence, guts, and morals to stop voluntarily helping ethnically cleanse this country, especially since it is unconstitutional. The next comment is from Jane Palmer from Wyomissing. Good morning, gentlemen. I want to talk this morning about what ICE actually is. Not the agency its defenders describe, but the one the financial records describe. ICE and DHS have become one of the largest corruption machines in the federal government. Since 2017, billions of taxpayer dollars have flowed to a small network of private prison companies, real estate developers, and contractors, not to make America safer, but to make a handful of corporations extraordinarily wealthy. Core Civic and the Geo Group, the two dominant private prison operators, have collected billions in ICE contracts. They have lobbied aggressively for immigration detention expansion because more detained people means more revenue. Their business model requires filling beds. It requires, in other words, that ICE keep arresting people, and they don't even call them people. They call them bodies. It's a machine that eats human bodies for profit. The waste is staggering. DHS spent nearly $207 million buying two warehouses in Upper Bern Township and Tremont and never developed them. They spent hundreds of millions on deportation flights that are not being fully utilized. And now, under the current administration, they are spending billions more on mass detention expansion, large-scale enforcement operations, and a surge in personnel, building what amounts to a carceral infrastructure with no democratic oversight and no ceiling on cost. Here is the fact that should stop you cold. The vast majority of people detained by ICE are never deported. They are held for months, sometimes years, in facilities where people have died in custody, where medical care is denied, where due process is a formality at best. More than 50 people have died in ICE custody in recent years. These are not the outcomes of an agency enforcing the law. They are the outcomes of an agency that has become an end in itself, generating revenue, expanding its footprint, and consuming human lives in the process. Since May 2025, Berks County Jail has discharged 117 people to ICE. Each of those transfers was a choice. Each one was a decision by the prison board on which you sit to hand a person over to an agency engaged in the business of making profit from imprisonment, violence, and death. When you honor ICE detainers' request, you are not upholding the law. ICE detainers are not court orders. You have no legal obligation to comply. What you have is a choice and a responsibility to the people of this county, all of them, to make it with clear eyes about who you are choosing to work with. We're asking you to end that collaboration completely now. Thank you. Do you have any other comments? Okay. So we don't have any other in-person or online comments, so that will end the public comment period.
I move we adjourn.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.